Hey nail friends, it's Zaria aka the Locknail Master and I'm back with another video. If you're already subscribed, thank you for coming back to see another video, and if you're new here, thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe so that you do not miss another video. So today I have another nail design that I drew up using this digital nail template. You can find these templates on my Etsy shop available for digital download so that you can plan your sets. The link to my shop will be listed below. This design is actually inspired by a TV show. If you're a 90s kid and you grew up watching TV, then you may know the show, but this design is inspired by Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. I thought polka dots would be so cute, so I'm just implementing different things from the show into this design. So feel free to keep watching so you can see the end result. I already sized my nails and I went with these short almond shaped nails. Right now I have white gel polish on, so I'm hoping that they fit correctly. I still have to take pictures with them on, so hopefully I sized them right. But I'm doing 2 coats of this Milky Jelly 05 from Born Pretty. If you didn't know, I have a discount code that you can use if you want to purchase anything from the Born Pretty website, but you just want to save some money. So all of that information is linked in the description box. For my French tips, I'm using this liner gel polish from Shein. I unfortunately do not have my regular white gel polish from Model 1's, so I had to improvise a bit. I was also missing my favorite top coat, so I end up using an alternative one for now. This liner gel polish did leave a few streaks in the nail whenever I tried to fill it in, so I ended up doing 2 coats, which still honestly didn't really help as much, but I knew I was going to need 2 coats anyways, so that's just what I did. For my nail with the polka dots, I end up using this yellow and doing 2 coats of this as well. For the middle fingernail, I do end up doing a different shade of nude compared to the others because I kind of want it to look like the little girl's hat, well, Maggie's hat, and so I'm just using a different shade, but the shade that I have leaves streaks in the nail whenever I apply it, so I'm using some base coat from Born Pretty, and I'm just applying one layer of this to see if that will help kind of decrease that shrinking that I got, or streaking that I have going on. If you've seen the Beast from the show, then you know that his polka dots are super huge. But because this is just a small, tiny nail, I'm gonna make them pretty big, but not overly big where I can only put like 2 dots on it. So I'm trying to make them pretty thick just so that I can space them out and make it look like his pattern. The longer I let it sit though, and the more time I took adding dots, the more or quicker it started to run. So I would just be mindful of that if you decide to do any kind of polka dot design. Really, that's with any design, but for this one especially, and because there's so much polish that you have to add at once, it did drip quite a bit or start to drip. So I would be mindful of that. So next, I'm gonna be implementing her hat into this design, and I'm just gonna kind of imitate that ribbon that's going across her hat. And to do so, I'm honestly just drawing 2 lines and then I'm filling it in as much as I can. Really, all I needed was one layer of this. I feel like it is pretty opaque, so it works out just fine for me. So this nail that I'm going to be moving on to is kind of random. Honestly, on Instagram, I saw this design where you just simply put little dots onto the nail and then you almost like brush it down. Hopefully you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. But you just brush it down and then all of the colors come together. So this was honestly just very random. I wanted to give this trend a try, and so that's just what I'm doing for this nail. And I honestly didn't have any other ideas. So yeah, this is what I'm going with. I've got some iridescent powder from Born Pretty that I'm going to be using on both of my French tips just to give it a little more sparkle or a little more oomph to the design, I guess. I was going to leave it white and I kind of wish I would have, but it's okay. Anyway, that's what I'm doing for this. I didn't add any product. I literally just put this on right after I did my French tip. I'm going to be top coating all of the nails now. As I mentioned before, I don't have my favorite top coat, but I am just going to be using this Born Pretty top coat to seal in all of my nails. I do want to share a tip that may be helpful to some, but if you do notice that your top coat is running off, I would highly suggest wiping off the sides before you cure it, because if you don't cure it, then you're going to lose your nail shape overall. So I would just recommend doing that right before you put it in the light. It only takes a couple of seconds, so definitely do that if you can. The last thing I decided to add was a bow that I had, because I just wanted to add a little more to the hat per se. So I'm just taking some rhinestone glue and placing the bow where I want. You'll see that I kind of put it off to the side, but I do end up moving it to the center. And this is the finished design. I hope that you guys enjoy watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.